You open your eyes for the first time, and no, it's not in a cozy nursery. It's the middle of a jungle. There's a tent nearby, a river glistening under the moonlight, and two humans, your parents, whispering near the campfire. Life could have been simple if a certain tiger hadn't shown up for an uninvited midnight snack. Shere Khan, big, angry, and allergic to humans. Your parents panic. The jungle roars, and somewhere in that chaos, they're gone. By the time dawn breaks, a pair of glowing eyes finds you, Bagheera, the Black Panther. He stares down at you, this tiny, crying human burrito, and he thinks, yeah, this thing's not going to last an hour. But he takes you anyway, because apparently, babysitting humans was on his to-do list that day. RA carries you to the C&E wolf pack, basically the jungle's HOA. Mother Wolf sees you, sniffs you, and instead of turning you into dinner, she decides, this one's mine. Congrats, you just got adopted by wolves. No paperwork required. Now, before you can even crawl, you start learning the first law of the jungle. The strength of the pack is the wolf, and the strength of the wolf is the pack, which basically means no freeloading, even if you're a baby. You're expected to pull your weight eventually. You drink wolf's milk. You sleep on leaves. You occasionally roll in a mud because, apparently, diapers aren't a thing here. And you grow up with a family that howls before bedtime instead of reading bedtime stories. Honestly, it's cute until you realize that every other creature in the jungle wants to eat you. And just like that, your miserable little adventure begins. You're 2 now, that wonderful age when human babies start walking. Except, you're learning to walk and dodge snakes at the same time. By 3, you've discovered vines. Your first swing, you slam straight into a tree. The second swing, another tree. By the 5th, well, you still hit a tree, but you do it with style. You also start picking up the jungle rules. They sound noble, don't kill for sport, respect the law of the pack. But most of them translate to don't die. Bagheera teaches you how to climb silently. Baloo teaches you how to talk to bees without getting stung. And somewhere in between, you learn that monkeys are basically jungle pranksters who'll steal your food, your patience, and your dignity. Life's wild, literally, but you're surviving with a few bruises and a whole lot of fleas. And just when you start feeling like part of the jungle reminds you that you never really belonged here in the first place. By the time you're around 10, you've made peace with most of the jungle. Snakes don't hiss at you much. Monkeys just annoy you for fun, and the wolves treat you like that weird cousin who eats differently. But one creature still wants you gone. Shere Khan, the striped nightmare with an ego problem. He shows up at Council Rock, growling, "Give me the man cub." Every wolf goes silent. Bagheera steps forward like a boss, offers a freshly killed bull as payment, and basically says, he's one of us. You want him, you'll have to go through me. Shere Khan leaves, but his eyes say it all. He's not done. That's the day you realize. Being accepted doesn't mean being safe. You're still the hairless kid in a jungle full of predators. And every sunset feels like another dare from the universe. Let's see how long you last this time. You thought jungle life was all freedom and fun? Welcome to Education, Jungle Edition. Baloo, the big bear, becomes your teacher. His subjects include Bee Etiquette 101, How Not to Die, Collecting Honey, Snake Language Basics, Hiss First, Ask Later, and Law of the Jungle. Memorize or face detention, which usually means a light smack with a paw. Bagheera, meanwhile, is your gym coach. His lessons? Run silently. Jump farther. Land softer. You fail all 3 spectacularly. Your mornings are bruises, your afternoons are lectures, and your evenings are don't do that again from Baloo. But hey, progress is progress. At least you can now swing from vines without knocking yourself out every time. Then comes another rule. Never trust the Bondar log, the monkey people. You learn why the hard way. They kidnap you for fun, drag you halfway across the jungle. And it takes Baloo, Bagheera, and a slightly terrifying python named Kaa to bail you out. It's chaotic, embarrassing, and weirdly educational. But deep down you love it, because for once you belong somewhere, even if it's in a jungle that constantly tries to kill you. You're about 13 now, the age when humans start discovering who they are. Except you're discovering you might never really know. You've got human hands, a wolf's instincts, and a panther's patience. Basically, a walking identity crisis with abs. You follow the pack, you hunt, you howl. But every time you look in the river, you see someone else. Someone not built for this life. Then one night, you see fire for the first time. The red flower, as the jungle calls it. It glows, dances, destroys. You can't look away. Something in your blood whispers, "That's yours." Bagheera sees it too. He sighs and says, "Little brother, the jungle is not for man forever." And that's the moment it hits you. You don't belong here. Not really, but you don't belong anywhere else either. You're stuck between two worlds. And, for the first time, you wish life came with an instruction manual, or at least subtitles. You're 15 now, old enough to hunt, smart enough to think, and tired enough to know life's never fair, especially in the jungle. Shere Khan's back, and he's not just angry anymore. He's obsessed. He's been waiting years to make you pay for being human. But this time, you're not running. You've been watching, learning, plotting. You steal fire from the humans' camp, the red flower. It's small, warm, and terrifying. Every animal in the jungle backs away, even Bagheera, because everyone knows fire's the one thing the jungle bows to. You face Shere Khan with that burning stick in your hand. The tiger growls. You raise the flame. And for the first time in your life, you are the predator. He runs. The jungle goes silent. You've won. But as the light flickers on your face, you realize something. You didn't just scare the tiger. You scared the jungle. And maybe even yourself. Bagheera was right. The jungle isn't your forever home. So one day, you walk toward the human village. You faced beasts, storms, and literal fire. How bad could humans be? Right? Turns out pretty bad. They stare at you like you're some wild rumor. A woman recognizes your face. She thinks you're a lost son. And just like that, you're adopted. Again, warm bed, real food, people who don't growl before eating. For a moment, you think this isn't so bad. But then the rules start. Clothes, manners, speaking in sentences. Basically, everything you didn't have to deal with in the jungle. You used to sleep under stars. Now you have walls. You used to chase your dinner. Now it's handed to you on a plate, and somehow still tastes worse. The humans smile at you, but you can feel it, that distance. They don't understand you. They never will. Weeks turn into months. You start blending in, kind of. You wear their clothes, learn their words, and stop growling when annoyed. But no matter what you do, you don't belong. You're too wild for them, too human for the jungle. Kids your age whisper behind your back. Wolf boy, animal child. You laugh it off, but inside, it stings. Because you've already heard those whispers before. From the jungle. Every night, you look out your window and hear distant howls. Your old family. Your first home. And it hits you. You can't go back. And you can't stay here either. You're Mowgli, the man cub. And that means you'll always live between two worlds that never really wanted you. Years pass. Some say you returned to the jungle. Some say you stayed with the humans. Maybe both are true. Maybe you kept wandering, searching for a home that didn't exist. Because that's the truth, isn't it? You survived tigers, snakes, storms, and rules. So many rules. But you never survived loneliness. And that's why it sucks to be Mowgli. Not because life was cruel, but because you had everything: family, love, survival, and still had nowhere to belong. You're the wild between two worlds. And sometimes that's the loneliest place to be. If you made it this far, you've walked barefoot through the jungle. You've fought tigers, survived bees, and learned more life lessons than most humans do in a lifetime. So maybe now you know, being Mowgli isn't a fairy tale. It's a full-time job with zero benefits and no weekends off. If you enjoyed this walk through misery, hit that like button, share it with your fellow jungle survivors, and don't forget to subscribe to SuckyFied.